multi-boiler machine. If you use a domestic espresso, you need multi-boiler because it's hard to get the same profile out of the coffee, the extraction.
Right.
Temperature-wise, sometimes you need a lower temperature, higher temperature, different pressures. It's complicated. If you use a quality coffee, it's not needed. And I tell people this all the time. That F18 I showed you from San Remo,
Right.
that's in single boiler or multi-boiler. The multi-boiler one is 5,000 more. You see how it works?
Jeez.
So it's, and people buy them. Oh, I gotta have multi-boiler. I have to.
I feel like
I'll sell you whatever you want. Do you
I feel
need
like-
it? Not if you use the right product. No.
a dual boiler. No.
No, because people think it's an advantage.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you where the disadvantage is. More things to go wrong, okay? More expensive. Maintenance is more expensive. The simpler the machine, the less money you spend on maintenance. Less
Gotcha.
things to go wrong with it. And that's that's gospel. And I make money selling coffee. I make money selling machines. I make money fixing machines, okay? So that's how we support ourselves here. But my theory is the less you spend on maintenance, the happier you're gonna be.
No, exactly.
And if I don't have to fix it, I'm kind of happy too. I'd rather just sell you more coffee. You buy a machine once or twice in a lifetime from me.
Right.
You're gonna buy coffee from me every week. I have customers 50 years in business.
Jeez, wow.
50.
That's a long time.
And they average 3 cases of coffee. Okay, 3 cases of coffee a week times 50 years. They're $1 million customers when you think about it. They just, every week they buy. So you sell a machine, you make some money, but you know, look, you're not retiring
It's
on
up
it.
a machine. Yeah.
And it's once or twice in a lifetime. And truly, because I just had one of my customers, he had, he had the machine. I sold him the machine, bought a brand new Ranchillo from me, 28 years. In his location, I took it out and I rebuilt it, okay? And I did some maintenance along the way, as valves. Look, every machine breaks. I don't care what it is.
Right.
Somewhere along the line, it's going to require service. So
Machine.
service is important. If you buy a machine online, you're not going to get it serviced. And if you do, you're going to wait. And the other thing, they're not going to know. They're not going to be stocking parts. Anything we sell, we stock parts for.
Ah.
It's a difference. So in other words, when you do turnkey, you have to be able, you call me, I got to come out and fix your machine. My tech comes, he's got to have the part. Now, can he not have the part? It can happen. It doesn't usually. If it's an electronic board, I don't stock any of them. And I'll tell you why. They are extremely reliable, number one. Number two, I probably have 12 electronic boards in my shop that were never opened because I never needed them. You know, we had the machine say we have one board for this model, one so you can
Just
go and
to be prepared.
I
Yeah.
just next day I'm in. That's it. It's a beautiful thing.
No, that is great. That's
You
very
know?
convenient.
So and truly you don't have an issue. So it's like preventative maintenance makes all the difference in the world on equipment. It's like your car. Any vehicle you have, if you maintain it, you'll get longevity, right? If you don't maintain it, look out. You're going to have problems, and big problems.
Right.
So we keep an eye on the equipment because we're going to the location. We see what you're doing or what you're not doing. When you're not doing what you're supposed to do, we come and confront you and tell you, you're going to have problems. You have to address this with your people. So make it right so you don't have problems.
Yeah.
Why would you want to be throwing money out the door when you can be putting it in your pocket, right? Doesn't
That's
make
true.
sense to me. It's just a good
No, that's
business to do it the right way. So maintenance on a sophisticated machine, more money. The machine costs more money. The parts cost more money. It's like a super automatic. They're great machines, okay? They can be temperamental. They can be more costly to repair. They're more costly to buy. You know, it's not that we just wave a magic wand and make a whole lot of money. It's just that they're more expensive.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
that's true.
unfortunately, I wish I could say it. Yeah, like, can I put that all in my pocket? It just
No,
doesn't
that would
work.
be great.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
But it's the handle and the razor. Okay, this is the whole business theory behind espresso and coffee. The money is truly not made on equipment. The money is made on the coffee that goes through the equipment. That's where the money's made because it's long term. As long as you maintain your customer or as long as you have them. Most of our customers have been with us. I have customers that are 2 weeks old, okay? And I have customers that I have 50 years, 48 years, 36 years. That's long term. The national average for customers is 2.5 years. At 2.5 years, I wouldn't even be in this business. I don't. Our theory has always been keep the customer, sell them every week. It's an annuity. It's like follow. It's just like you're getting that business every week.
Yeah,
Just-
no, that makes sense.
It's just like your customers come to your place.
Yeah.
Once they acclimate to it, they'll be in there 3 and 4 times a day. You
Yeah.
don't realize how crazy this business. I'm in places and I look and the guy says to me, this woman comes in here 3 times a day and she's buying that $11 drink 3 times a day.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But for the operator, it's not
It is
crazy.
good. It's good. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
get it.
he wants to propose to her. Customers like that are wonderful, you know. So it's like it's repeat business. That's just
That's
what
the
we're
element,
looking for.
yeah.
It's what you're looking for. We don't want a museum. We want a profit center. We want our customers to be profitable.
Right.
You know. So when you
Cool.
when you're making good money, you have a better appreciation for everything. You know.
Right.
I know we do. We
No,
look at it and we
exactly.
say, look, this is a great customer, they do a great job. It's like, so what do? We come and we do a preventative maintenance.
Yeah, that's
Now,
great.
out of warranty, you're gonna get billed, okay? Everybody bills you. You're
Right.
paying somehow, some way. There's people out there say, I'm not gonna charge you labor, I'm just gonna charge you for the parts. No, they're not gonna just charge you for the parts, they're gonna charge you the labor in the part. You know, we don't tell any fables. I say, look, here's our rate. It's discounted. It's fair. Nobody works for free. I can't get my techs to work for free. I wish I could, but I can't.
It would be
So,
great.
right? Yeah, only an idiot works for free, basically. So it's like, we're not, we don't gouge anybody. We're fair with what we do, you know? But whether it's you or the guy down the street or my cousin, everybody pays their rate. Everybody pays the same on equipment. I don't play games with equipment, and the reason being, I don't lower our standards for anybody. I just don't. It's not worth it. Sometimes I'm not for everyone. And maybe they're not for me. You know, it's like I don't have any bad customers, because if I get a bad customer, guess what? I get rid of them. I don't need it. I don't need headaches from people. Our customer base appreciates us. I'm a lucky man. I really
Hey,
am.
you probably
I have
provide great service. That's
I have
probably
a
what it
great
is.
customer relations. They love our office. We call up. We know you by name, not a number.
Right.
None of my customers are a number. Not one of them. Okay. There's an account, but when we call you every week. You don't have to call us. We call you every week. You're going to get a call, and we're going to ask if you need an order. Now, we deliver 2 days later. If you're out of coffee, we'll deliver. If you were down in South Jersey and I was there yesterday, I send it FedEx, okay? But we keep you on schedule. We keep you every week. You know, I have customers call. Hope didn't call me. She usually calls me by 11 because you fall into the call sheet, and it's a time schedule. And that customer gets that call every week the same time because that's how it works, right? So, like, and if say Hope had to go to the dentist and she came in late. So they go, oh, I didn't get a call yet. I go, yeah, Hope was out this morning. She's back in and she's running a little behind. So that's how it works. But our
Wow.
customers know us by that. And they know all
Wow.
of us by name. They know us by face. I mean, like, most of our accounts are friends of ours. They start off as a customer, but then they become a friend. It's how it works. It's, like I said,
Yeah, I mean, you develop that
We're
relationship
lucky.
after
We are
35
lucky.
years and whatnot. Like, you know,
well, we've
people
been
for
in it
30 years.
forever. 104
Right, yeah,
years.
But
You don't stay in business 104 years not doing the right thing. We were trained
Exactly.
correctly. from my grandfather to my parents to George and myself to my daughter. It's like,
Yeah.
this is how we do it. You know,
Yeah.
it works.
No, exactly.
Compare the Fayema machine with the Lanciero. Which
Both
one?
quality machines. Listen, Rancilio, Faema, San Remo, La Marzocco, Wega, all great machines. They're great machines. Nothing wrong with any of them. Everyone has something that's good versus the other.
Right.
I go by serviceability. I like a lot of machines for one reason. They're easier to work on. You spend less time in them. The customer spends less money on them. I want them to buy quality. Now, there's other machines made by these big companies that are garbage. When I tell you garbage, it's a price machine. It's all it is. They're built cheap. They're put together with screw guns. It's cheaply made so they can sell it cheap to people who are cheap. And then once they get it, they don't make good coffee. They have plastic flow meters instead of stainless or brass. Everything about it is garbage. You open up, I go, it's garbage. I wouldn't sell it. And I won't mention names, but and they're by Shimboleth, Faema, they make them, you know, because there's a market. It's the kind of, like people say, well, why wouldn't I sell? Like I used to carry a picture of one. And they would say, oh, you sell that? I go, no, that's the machine I tell people not to buy. Mm-hmm. And they go, why? You know, because they know it's cheap. You know, it's less money. I go, why do you think it's less money? You think it's better because it's cheaper? It brews terrible coffee. And I said, it's put together with a screw gun on an assembly line. So it's really cheap. Plastic flow meters, garbage. Smaller tubing, garbage. It's just one company, they were pressing the fittings into the tank like with a rivet gun press. And you could never fix it. You would go to take it off, it would strip out the tank. So I refused to work on those pieces of equipment. And that company went out and somebody else took it over and they revamped the whole place and they made it a decent machine. But things happen along the line. You'll learn as you go along. So you know what to stay away from. When I see cheap prices on machines, look out, because there's a reason for it, you know. And it's just, if you have a restaurant and you're going to sell your restaurant and your machine blows up, they buy a cheap machine, put it in, sell it, hey, I got a new machine, and they're gone. They have no responsibility, okay? Why would I sell something? I have to answer to everything I sell. So I want good quality. Right? Just makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Right? So now I have good quality. Now, things happen to any machine. You could have a problem with a brand new machine, you know? That's why we bench everything here.
Right.
All right? Like any of the machine companies, like Rancilio, San Remo, La Marzocco, everybody benches their machine when it comes in off the ship. Okay? Make sure it's working. Then they drain it, they repackage it. We get it. So how's it come here? Either comes in a flight or it comes common carrier. So things happen. The machine's moving around, a wire could fall off. I come in, I don't bench it here. I come by you. I start the machine up, it's not working. The first thing you say is, oh, the machine's not working. You never forget that. If I'm there 20 years, you'll know, that machine didn't work when I first got it, right?
Right.
So now you fix it here, you put the wire on, you know? And you go there. Now, things could still happen, but for the most part, it doesn't. So we bench everything. We calibrate all our equipment here, and then we bring it out to you. So we come in, we're ready to set up. And it takes time. There's a lot of equipment. There's a lot of tubing, running, filters, especially if you get an RO system. And then with an RO system, most guys are not very in tune to what needs to be done. And we use a tempering valve. What we do is we take hot and cold water and mix it in a tempering valve. We bring the temperature down to 77 degrees. What that does is it extends the life of the filtration on the RO, and it speeds up the production. And then you go by gallonage, depending on what you're feeding that filtered water to. Now, I have places that have 40, 45, 50 gallon tanks. They're bladder tanks. And they have to have enough water to make product. They have dual brewers, some have two. They have two espresso machines. They have blenders, they're using water. They have hot water machines. So I mean, I have to tabulate that gallonage wise, because if you're brewing say you're brewing 4 containers of coffee out of 2 different machines, and each one it's 3 gallons out of both machines. Well, that's 3 gallons that's going to empty in 12 minutes. You have to replenish that. You have to have enough in reservoir to facilitate the operation. So what size tubing? I talk with the plumber. Hey, feed me 1/2-inch lines to the RO system. So I come down to your place and I deal with your plumber.
Right.
I tell him, or I can send a guy, but we charge for it. You know.
Right.
So, but plumbers really don't understand RO systems, and especially when it comes to tempering valve and the temperature. I could explain it to them, but they just hook things up, you know, and they think they're done. But you have to test it.
Exactly.
And then you have to test the total dissolved solid. So I have meters for that, where we test the water, and I know what I'm dealing with, and then I can see how the filtration system's operating. Then we tweak it. So you have to calibrate the water to the machine, to the filtration, and then to the machine. So you're getting between 3 and 4 grains of hardness, because all machines need that to
Right.
function. So you don't want it high and you don't want it too low. The other thing is it depends on what the water is. That's why I said when you come back,
It's all about
bring
the water.
me a 12-ounce bottle of tap water from your tap in your location,
Okay.
and then I can do some tests. I'll do a total dissolve test. I have strips, but the strips are voodoo. You know,
Yeah.
when it gets sent out to the factory, that's exact. That tells me, and I may not have to do it. I may be able to get that from them if you have the same zip code.
Right.
As a, you know.
I'll check and see. I think that'd be a lot easier. But so I'll check and see, and if they're in the same zip code and I come back, I'll let you know.
Yeah, but still bring me one, because I want to see the total dissolved solids.
Okay. Cool.
That gives me an idea of what I'm dealing with. You know, sometimes it's favorable, and sometimes it's not. Then when I'm really stumped, then I send it to them.
Right.
Or I call them. I say, "Do you have give me an analysis of the water in this zip code."
Right.
And sometimes they'll go on waterwatch.com and they'll get the water contaminants or what's in the water, okay? But it fluctuates. Like New York City has good water sometimes. Sometimes it's not so good because they have the reservoir and they have Croton. Croton water is not good. And depending on the infrastructure in New York, what they're doing, if they're repairing water lines, they may give you 100% Croton. So you're using reservoir water, which is very good. And then all of a sudden they cut that off and they give you Croton water while they're doing repairs. Now, everything changes. All right, so it's not always good. And the other thing is, the pipes in New York are old, and they keep fixing them as they break. Okay,
Yeah.
they're not going in the ground just taking pipes out. They wait till
Right.
they have a problem. Then
It breaks and they put
they had a
them on.
brand new account. They had 12 super automatic machines in it.
Jeez,
All
12.
all filters. All right.
It's like,
The
wow.
water came through the pre-filter, it was black. So the guy goes, "That's impossible, it's a new building." I go, "Yeah, your building's new, but your pipes are 100 years old coming into it from the street." I said, "Your building's fine."
Yeah.
You know, so you run into
Yeah.
issues.
So this is what I'll do. I'll